Yeah, but like I was saying, thank you for everybody that's joining. Today we're going to be talking about support and resistance for intraday trading slash scalping. I did a class already on kind of like support and resistance before. Today we're going to talk about support and resistance the same way, but we're just going to talk about it on a smaller time frame. We're not going to start at the daily or things of that nature. If we have time, possibly back test it a little bit to just see how the lines do take effect, and as well, yeah. But yeah, let's begin, right? And let me clear this chart up. We'll rechart everything. And if you guys would like me to do it before I start, if somebody would like a suggest, ouch, 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 ouch. Y'all hear me saying ouch?
UAMD.
AMD, got you. Y'all hear me saying ouch throughout. I literally just got
Thank
bit
you.
by a wasp. You're welcome. I literally just got bit by a wasp right now. Well, not right this second, like maybe 5 minutes ago, and it's killing me. But all right, yeah, we could do it on AMD, of course. All right, so I'm gonna start it off like on a 30-minute time frame. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to past data. I normally don't like doing everything on past data, but we're gonna do it off back that past data, and then we'll also I'll tell you how I start to identify um some more support and resistance in different levels with the new candlesticks that are appearing, right, or populating on the chart. Um, so real quick, for beginners that may not understand what support and resistance is, resistance is basically where price is having, I don't want to say price is not breaking out of, right? Because when we have the definition of support and resistance, we understand that resistance is something that doesn't break, but it can get stretched, right? Depending on the aspect that you're speaking on resistance. So when we're talking about charts, how we like to look at resistance is a level or a price point where the candles are having trouble breaking out of, right? To get itself to a higher price, right? And I'm gonna just draw one little quick one that I see right here, just like, and I drew it up real quick. Also let me mute some people that have background noises. I'm gonna just mute everybody, but everybody is more than welcome to unmute themselves and ask questions or drop them in a chat, and you can interrupt me and let me know to go to the chat because sometimes I get long-winded. But real quick, and when you guys see me draw support and resistance, please stop me if you don't understand why I drew that line there, right? So I can be able to further explain myself like I'm catching myself now. So when I drew the support and resistance, I didn't use these wicks that normally people will use, right? Because that's not what I'm looking for when I'm looking for support and resistance. Those wicks will be targets to me utilizing a strat, right? So I like to use the bodies of the candles, right? So I was using the body of the candle right here, which I seen that it also has some type of resistance right here. When it opened up, it didn't want to go up higher and it went down, right? And it continued to go down. So I'm seeing the tap right here. I'm seeing the tap right here. I'm seeing some multiple taps on some wick action, price action with the wicks right here, right? And as long as I keep coming down, I also see this candle respecting it as some type of support, right? And then falling down. And I also see the same thing as is gaining some support right here and then bouncing off of that support that it's been trying to create, right? When it broke out. That's why it broke out, came back down, tried to create some support, created some support here, came back to test it, broke out of it, came back to make sure, found a little bit of support, boom, double bottom, higher lows. And it's just putting everything that you know into play, right? And you don't have to learn all of that stuff that I just said at once. You can just learn it one by one, and it's like a domino effect. You'll start to learn the other one automatically, right? So, so speaking about resistance, resistance is somewhere where the candles or the stock, the security that you're choosing to trade is having some type of resistance, some type of struggle getting past that price, right? Now, when we're talking about support, I'm gonna bring it right down here. I'm using the body of this candle, and I'm also seeing multiple touches, right? Multiple touches here, multiple touches there, as well as down here. And I'm also seeing a pattern right here with this is the pattern this two candle pattern that I'm seeing here is called a tweezer bottom, right? You either get tweezer bottoms or tweezer tops, just like this was kind of like a tweezer top, but it just consolidated because this is aftermarket, just like you got a tweezer top right here, and it came back down, right? So basically, when we know of support, support is something that support, depending on the aspect that you're looking at it, support doesn't break, right? Because you have a support system, something that is keeping you afloat or something of that nature, right? But in the stock world, support is just letting you know that the price is normally either bouncing, and when I use the word bounce, I'm referring to the price. It can go all the way down here, but when it closes and opens, it stays around this support line that you draw, right? It can, that's just going to be price action. But when this candle on a 30-minute time frame decides to close, it closes right there. Just like this one closed right there. This one came all the way down, but respected the support that this candle was given and opened right there and pushed up, right? So that's how you want to look at support, right? And anything, when you're looking also at support, understand that support, now that I broke it down that way, explaining what resistance is and explaining what support is, now to further push your learning curve, right? Push your learning curve and shorten it for you. Also remember that support and resistance is the same thing, right? This same line, I can use it as support and resistance. These candles where it was resistance to these candles at one point. Right here, we're just seeing it break out, right? Down here, you can see the resistance. This candle didn't just break out. It flagged for a little bit, then broke out. If I was to bring this all the way back in past data, you'll see, and this is why it's important to draw on your chart and know the tools that you're using, right? This horizontal ray is going to stop it right there. So you won't be able to keep going to past data and see it. That's just so you can know that you're charting there so you can find your things, right? That's what I utilize it for. I'm not saying that that's what it's for. Also, the horizontal line is what I'm using right here, the blue line, right? I'm just using the shortcut Alt-J. I'm sorry, Alt-H. So now that we're bringing it back to past data, right? How we just seen right here, how it wasn't really that much of a resistance because the candle just closed right there. It's still the resistance because it didn't keep pushing up, right? But also you got to keep in mind it's a 30-minute time frame, so I only had 30 minutes till another 30-minute candle came out, right? And still opened up over it, right? As support. But if you was to come back to past data, you will see how it was support and it's also a resistance, right? If you come over here, you can see we try to break out, we didn't break out. Boom, broke out, but we just ranged, right? Broke out, not a, these are breaking out, but I don't like to refer them to fake outs because it can be a fake out, right? But if you start to believe that these are just fake outs and not just, hey, it's a 30-minute time frame, it took this target out, it took some targets out over there, it completed the move, then you won't start taking these kind of trades, right? And still capitalizing and making some good money because that still was from anywhere between 93 bucks all the way to 98 bucks, right? That is considered a fake out on this 30-minute time frame and how it came right back down and came right back to test this little trend line. But that's on a 30-minute time frame. On a 5-minute, 1-minute time frame, that was a run up. It's going to look just like that and keep running, right? So it just depends on the time frame in the world that you're trading. I like to call them worlds, the time frame, right? Because they're supposed to be traded differently, right? So as you see, it was some type of resistance at one point, right? And came right back down. Now, what I like to see on a bigger time frame, since we're talking on a 30-minute, what I like to see that is not considered a fake out is something more so like this. Like you see how these candles is just like 2 candles and it comes right back down and plays down. I like to see candles that are breaking through my lines of support and resistance. They could come back and test it, but they're staying over it. You see what I mean? Like for me, that's good. But I also understand price action to know that that was a PMG. And that's why it took all those prices back out and then double topped, right? So does anybody have any questions before I start drawing some support and resistance? Does everybody understand what support and resistance is? Let me get some Y's in the chat because I know a lot of people don't like to unmute themselves or they're at work. Let me get some Y's in the chat to make sure that you guys are understanding. All right, Y. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, great. So like I said, we're gonna start doing it off of past data. If we have time, I'll also do it over here. And I utilize the strat when I'm trying to find more levels with these candles, right? Because the market is closed. So we could just use these little candles right here. Let me go back to the chat. Yes. Why? Okay, awesome. DC, at what point are you confident that resistance has become support and you can buy? Definitely about to explain that. Like just charting and stuff like that. I got you right now, DC, and I'm gonna remember that question as well. But basically, to just answer the question, because I know you understand charts, what makes me feel comfortable, I trade the strat, so that's what makes me feel comfortable. But like, say if I'm just utilizing support and resistance and nothing else, what's gonna make me feel comfortable is yeah, I'll leave it on AMD, but go past that over here. Take this to like a 5-minute time frame. I'm trying to take it to where there's more lines so I can be able to further explain myself. All right, and this is not a lot of lines right here, especially for PLTR, because there's so much support and resistance in it. And I don't even, this is just old. But long story short, let's say that this is my support and I'm gonna wanna move it, but it's okay. I'll leave it like this. What's gonna make me wanna enter the trade is like, okay, we broke out, right? Let's just say I was just waiting because it's just losing volume. We're not having big candles like we're having. I'll wait for the retest, just like how I had said today on SPY. I like the breakout, but I'm gonna just wait for the retest because I was still feeling bullish, and then it gave the retest for the puts, and we were able to go down and take that for a put, right? But long story short, I will wait for the retest and then go ahead and take it. And when I say retest, let me explain myself again. This is resistance, this line, right? So once I see it break that resistance, I'm going to see if it is going to go to try to break some more resistance. If it doesn't, that means 9 times out of 10 is going to come back to retrace, right? Retrace is the same thing as retest. It's just a different terminology. So I'm going to wait for the retest or the retrace off the bull flag because this is the pole flag. And once I see it start bouncing, since I know what candles are, that's similar right here. These two candles similar to a tweezer bottom, right? But I'm saying similar because it's a 5-minute time frame and how the candles printed, but it still went a 2 up. As soon as I see that reversal on my line, I'm going to go ahead and take it. But that's you. Let me not utilize the strat. Once I see it retesting my support and we start breaking a resistance to our previous candles and it's looking like we're holding, I'm going to go ahead and take that trade. Most likely be taking a trade on this candle and not this candle, right? Because this candle is still testing. So once I see my candles over my line, boom, take it, boom, and just ride it, take profits up there, right? But this is PLTR, right? So that would have not been a lot of profits, but if you would have had a good bit of contracts, PLTR would have paid you. But yeah, that was just to answer that question. We'll take it back to AMD. Gotcha. Awesome. When you go to indicators, which strat are you using? I am using the you're more than welcome, DC. Come on now, bro. I am using the strat. Here, I don't even gotta open that. The strat level, strat candle open levels plus FTC, plus active FTC. That's the one I'm using. And once you turn it on, you still have to go into your settings. Click your settings. Go to input. Hey, Rich Boy, if you're on here, remember this, because I know you was asking about this morning. You want to turn on your scenario 1, scenario 2, or scenario 3. Make them white so they can appear on your chart, and you can change the colors on style by just scrolling down where you see the numbers like inside bar, 2 up, 2 down, 2 bars. But let me go ahead and explain. This is just how I have mine set up. For beginners, it's going to be possibly more. I think more than likely it's going to be easier for you to turn off scenario 2 and just turn on 2 ups and 2 downs. The reason why is because when it populates on your chart, all of mine are going to be at the top because that's just how I want to see my strat. But the 2 up will be on the top and the 2 down will be on the bottom, just to let you know that it's a 2 up or 2 down if you can't read the candlesticks just yet, looking at the strat. So let's get into this. So real quick, I could just leave right here. We're talking about past data. So support and resistance. How I see support and resistance, slow me down if I start to move too fast. So when I'm looking at these candles right here, right, I'm just trying to figure out what is the support, where is the resistance, so I can be able to enter this trade and get out this trade, right? So I'm not going to use these wicks, how you're seeing all of these wicks. I'm not going to use that, right? First support and resistance I'm seeing, right, is going to be these two candles right here. One, I'm looking for body touches. If it gives me wick touches, amazing, right? But I'm looking for body touches. I'm looking for the candles closing there, opening there, one of the two, right? And I'm also looking for multiple touches when I'm drawing this, when I'm drawing my lines. Also, what confirms it even more for me to be a support level is to see the candles, right? And read them and understand that this stopped right at my support that I'm drawing. This opened up right at my support and bounced up, right? So that's showing me that it's receiving it, that line is respecting it as support. This candle is also respecting it as resistance because the price action went down and still closed at this line. And then also to just give me further confirmation, what I'll utilize, well, I'm always going to utilize the strat, but without talking about the numbers, let me turn that off. Without talking about the numbers, I'm seeing a reversal already, right? Just this candle breaking the high of this candle, right? So I know that that's some type of support. Also, when you see it coming back down, you see how it supported it right there. Even though that's the wick touch, it bounced. That's what we call a bounce, right? It hit your line, it bounced off of it and still closed up higher, right? So and we're gonna go further out to the right and you're gonna see how everything that we draw here plays out all the way over there, but I don't want us to see those candles, right? And the reason I don't want us to see those candles is because there's a lot of beginners here, and it is going to mind blow you when you're able to do that, right? If I show the whole entire chart and do it that way, regardless of the fact, whether you trust me or not, you may say, well, he just knew to do that, right? So I want you to see that it actually works this way. So also, I'm also going to come right here, right? But because I see some type of support, because I'm using the bodies of the candles, right? So I'm going to use it, put it right there. And sometimes I move them, right? Because I got taps right here, I got taps right here, cool. I got these taps, but I like this candle, right? So I'm going to say, let me move it up to that candle. Let's see what it looks like. Don't like it, right? Because it's like, it don't even respect it as a bounce right there. So I'm just going to move it back to where I had it, like right here. Right. And I'm trying to get, even though it's a little higher than this green one, I know it is. It's because I'm trying to get it a little more closer to that one, but not too close. Right. And I'll show you this in in different data. Then once you do this, right, there's way more support and resistance all the way down here too. But I just want to show you something. Once you do this, you don't just be like, okay, this is the range and stuff like that. The reason I'm doing this is because watch how this is going to work when I take it to a smaller time frame, right? We're doing this on a 30-minute, but I'm going to show you how to trade it on a 1 minute or a 5 minute, whatever time frame you like to learn, right? So automatically, I'm looking at this candle and I'm like, let me draw a line right on top of this one, right? Because I also know that that's a minimum support line. I'm not seeing, one thing I see is I don't see a lot of candles in here. Cool. I see how to stop there. All right. Then I started just playing. Before I draw more lines, I'll just move it. I'm moving it to the bottom of this one and the top of these candles, the bodies, never wicks, right? And I'm looking at how it plays. And I'm like, and look how I'm doing it off of here. I'm going to the back and I'm like, okay, this candle damn near almost open right there. This candle respected it. This candle respected it. All right, I can do that. I can leave it like that, or I can just make it a little more tighter with these and see how it looks over here. And be like, okay, cool, it's running through these candles. But I like how it just closed out with this candle. And it's like, ooh, rejection came down. I like that, right? So I'm gonna keep it there. And then also remember, I'm just looking for the bodies. I like this candle. So I'm like, okay, let me see how many body touches I could get on here. Cool, boom. These are breaking through it, but I'm like, okay. One thing is just because I know smaller time frames, I'm like, there's a whole bunch of candles right here. There's a 30-minute candle. There's a whole bunch of candles just ranging right here. So I want to see how it breaks out of there, right? So another thing is just, and I'm gonna just keep drawing lines so you can see, and then I'm gonna erase all this and still do it on a smaller time frame. Right here, I'm liking these candles, right? So I'm gonna draw one right here as well, right? I'm seeing these candles, how this one kind of respected it, but I'm seeing these. I'm like, okay, nice touches. I don't care about candles that are just running through them. Like, I'm not worried about that, but I'm gonna still draw that in there because I'm on a 30-minute chart. These candles are going to break down smaller. This is a 30-minute candle compared to when I go to a 5-minute candle, or say a 15-minute candle. This 30-minute candle would be 2 candles, right? Let's go ahead and grab some resistance. We know that this is a resistance automatically. There's no more candles going up there. We're gonna come right here and get this like a resistance. Oops, hold on. We're gonna get this one right here like a resistance. And you'll see why why is it not doing it? There it is. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Give me 1 second.
Well, did he leave? Yo, Moody.
He said, give him 1 second. He said, give him 1 second.
I'm back. I'm running back. My bad. I'm just hopping because I can't walk right because of this wasp I try to kill that bit me. What's going on, Rod? Just heard somebody say something and somebody trying to be like, yo, give him a second though. What's going on, bro? Am I muted?
He thought you left.
Oh,
No, yeah, he
No,
said he was gonna be back in a second.
No, I'm here. My bad. I thought I was talking, but I was on mute. My bad. My question is, do you ever use fib levels, like Fibonacci retracement levels?
no, I don't believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just me, bro. Like that Fibonacci is real, bro. You know, I done seen videos, I done seen people use it. It's just when I first started, I used to think a lot of stuff was for Forex and a lot of things were for like options. So I'd be like, nah, that's for Forex. I'm not gonna use that. And it was just because the videos that I would see, they will be talking about currency pairs, right? So it would just throw me off. But yeah, I just don't utilize it. I use the Fibonacci for the 50% retracement rule. But one thing that I would say, I take that back. I'm a liar. The Fibonacci does work because my boy Jones, the crocodile guy you see in the Discord that's new now, that's just been putting out trades. That's my boy, bro, and he uses the Fibonacci. I'm not sure if he still utilizes it, but I remember when he was, and he'd be killing stuff off of that. But I know he sees support and resistance without it, but I would have to ask him why he uses it. Ooh, I should never did that. Why he uses it, but I'm more than positive. What I would tell you to do is like pull it up. Mine is not gonna be set. Like this is my Fibonacci. It's only gonna have like the 0, the 100, and the 50 because that's what I use it for. But I would say just back test it. You know what I'm saying? You can back test it live. You can back test it with some of the websites that Jordan has put out. I'm not sure of the names of them. Was it Profit Pie? I forgot what it was. But and then you can also back test it by just throwing the fib on and knowing how to use it, right? Because I don't know how to use the fib. I think it's like you start from the bottom and go to the top or something. But I would say throw it on your chart and see how it respects those levels, right? And also like utilize this class that we're having right now and see how it works versus drawing on your chart and what makes you feel better, right? Because every trader trades completely different, and it's just really your trading strategy. My trading strategy may not work for you, right? Because I may be too risky or something of that nature. Does that make sense? All right.
No, yeah, that made sense. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. If y'all got questions, drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and stop me. You're not interrupting me or being rude. Don't worry about it. All right, so I'm done really right here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I want to draw one right. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I want to do, but I'm not gonna do it. Let me take this magnet off. I want to draw one right here, literally. And you can remember the price, 87.61. I want to draw one right there. And I also want to draw one right here, right? I'm gonna just do it and I'm gonna put them a different color. It's because we're gonna go to a smaller time frame and watch how it adds up. It's just me, I know it's going to add up. We're gonna make these yellow. And then what was the other one I want to do? Like right here. All right. One thing I'm gonna tell you though, hopefully this is not too much information that it'll throw you off. The reason I'm putting these here, right, is because I'm also looking at these wicks, how they drop on there. Even though I'm not using wicks, I'm not using wicks, right? But you're gonna think I'm using wicks because you're seeing this right here. But what I understand is there's gonna be candles down here on a smaller time frame because these wicks are gonna turn into candles. So that's why I did that. So now before I take it to a smaller time frame, let me just do this so I don't lose my place. Let's get the highlighter. We're basically right here. All right. Now let's go to path. Let's go. You see, I did all that off of these candles, right? Watch how it respects everything. The strat, honestly, I'm word of my mother. The strat works better than this than I just did. That's why I leave the lines of the strat. All right, look, boom. So look at these candles. We kind of seen these candles, so let me not cheat. Look at these candles, how they're stopping at the yellow line. Look at how, oh no, we saw those candles, let me not cheat. Look at these candles coming up. Resistance, you see this blue line? Resistance, try to go up, couldn't pass it. See that blue line right there? Resistance. It broke this high, but look how it boom, hit that line, came back down. This is the retest. This is like a retest right here. Failed to retest, this one broke it and closed over the line, but then opened up lower in it. You see that? How is resistance to this line, right? And I called them all support and resistance. Now, and this is why I'm showing you, support and resistance is the same thing. It's just when you have the understanding that your candles are under that line, so it's resistance. When your candle is over that line, it is support, right? When you clearly have that understanding, you got it, right? So now look at this. After it did that, boom, it fails. It hits this target, well, not this resistance level, right? But then closes under both of the resistance level. That's just price action. Then tries to do it again, fails and comes down, right? We didn't draw no more down here, so I can't show you how it went, right? But then it comes right back up. Look how it breaks through all of these. But look at, all you gotta do is wait for your next candle. Next candle, look how it rejects right here. These are all resistance that we drew from over there. Rejects right there, comes back down. Look where its support rejection is at. Rejects right here, right? You remember when it almost tried to get there and couldn't get there and kept rejecting all of that? That was finding support. It's just we're on a 30-minute time frame. So remember, I told you these candles on a smaller time frame is going to turn into candles. So they were like bloop, 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 coming up, created some support, fell back down. Created it, broke it, right? So you can see all these, we were talking about this one. Look at this one. Breaks through, look at how it tests, still comes back and closes above this resistance. Not that one, but this one. This is the resistance they're trying to stay over. Boom, they can't stay over it. Not double top, tweezer top. These candles are called the tweezer top pattern. Boom, falls down, right? But look how it falls down. Boom, closes at your support, right? Your line. It even came down further and still closed there. It opens up right at your support, resistance, support, resist. It was support, now it's resistance to your line coming down. And once you're able to read the candles and you're able to understand the wicks are like rejections, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's not able to go, and you can utilize volume as well, but you know, like, okay, let me just take this rejection right here. Let me take it all the way down to my support line. I'm out of my trade. Where it's just, all right, great example. Jordan and Zay. Jordan and Zay, they're killing the game this week, right? We're all killing the game. But at the end of the day, if you go back and you look at Zay and you look at Jordan, they normally be taking anywhere between 40%, 50%, 60%, 30%. They're always trimming. But the thing is, we buy enough contracts that when we're trimming, we still have runners. And now the play allowed him to stay in the trade and seeing they both also seen on these different trades that they taken, oh, nah, we're holding supports, we're holding resistance, or it's under resistance, whether it was a call or a put, and now we capitalize on 100% or 50 or 500%. But we're not trying to take our whole position. If we put 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, 7 grand, or even $100, let's say $300 into the position, we're not trying to like not take no money off the table. You are always supposed to take money off the table. The only thing is you have to understand, if you have a small account, just take the money off the table. You're still allowed. Hey, if you have Robinhood, you can still trade. You know what I'm saying? If you have TD Ameritrade or Webull, you just got to have enough buying power, but that's going to save you because you have a small account, right? Okay, I won 3 trades, but these people keep putting out trades. They're going crazy. I want to jump in. Ain't no reason to start a Robinhood account. Hey, I hit my goals for the day. I'm good. Tomorrow's a new day. And that's how you say it. It's all about keeping your money. It's not about trading your money. It's about making gains, keeping your money, leveraging it. You know what I'm saying? So you can see how it came all the way down and respected all of these lines that we drew all the way on the left. And you can see once it came, you can see how it's just rejecting the lines, right? The wicks, I'm sorry. And it's rejecting the lines. You can see how, okay, cool. It opens up, breaks, stays at this line, opens up under it, breaks all of them this time, right? Boom. But look at this candle. Once it broke it, remember every single time it breaks, it'll try to hold or it rejects and comes back down. This time it held. It opened up there, it pushed down, it bounced and pushed up higher. By the time it tried to come back down, it didn't pass this. It just kept testing and bouncing that area. When the market opened again, it came to test this. People thought it was going to fly all the way back down, but it's just, you got to remember what happened yesterday. It's going to come test those levels again. Guess what happens? Squeeze the bottom, breaks it because it broke it strongly, then does it again and just keeps running. We didn't draw no more support lines to see like what happened, but remember that we did draw this right here, right? Let's go ahead and go to the left. Let's see if this is real or if this is fake. We basically drew that. All of this happened already. And I just want to make it click for you. Where's that stuff at? Right here. We drew it right here in January 21st, right? We seen past data over here I said January, what was that? July 21st. And we're seeing July 27th data add up to some of this, right? And we still haven't taken it to a smaller time frame. We're coming all the way down here to about June the 13th, and yeah, because we don't have no up there. Let's just say June the 13th. Look at how when they come down here, how they're respecting this. It broke straight through this because they got volume, but it stops right at that yellow line. It's funny I said I wanted to draw one at that yellow line. Boom, breaks over. But look, all you have to do is look at the candlesticks. Look at how the candlestick stopped there, opens, rejects, or supports it, runs up, breaks this, rejects some more support and resistance that's in there, holds it over the blue line, holds it over the blue line, goes to the next one. You see that? This one opens up over the blue line, takes out that target, goes try to get to that resistance, couldn't hold it over there. So it comes all the way down, but look, it breaks the yellow one where it supported it, boom, goes to the next one. What happens now? Boom, fakes you out. That's like a fake out. Fakes you out and goes all the way down. But look at how it's stopping at your lines, or the candles are in between your lines. So you know that that's some type of support or resistance, right? And it doesn't matter like where I take it. You're going to be able to, it's just going to respect, they're called levels for a reason. It's just going to respect it. Look at this candle, how it opens up, closes. Look at how it just bounces off of that. And this is all the way in April 28th. That means let's imagine none of these candles were here. That means I'm a psychic, that I knew that if I draw these levels right here in January, what was it, July the 27th or something like that, these candles are going to touch this same level. That's how we know that stuff, because that's what we're doing. We're going to the left. I always call it the left, past data. And that's how we're able to see that stuff. Oh, it was right here. So January the 21st. All right, so now let's go ahead. I don't want to lose my place. We're right here. Let's go ahead. This is where we charted it. Let's go take it down to a 5-minute time frame. Let's see if Moody crazy or if this is going to work out. We just got to find that blue ball. It's going to be somewhere in this guy right here. And then we can take it to a 1 minute. But I'll show you how to really do it on a 1 minute. You don't need all of this. Look at how beautiful it looks. And we did this on a 30-minute. And it's going to look, if I leave this like that, it's going to look even more prettier on a 1 minute chart. Right? And you don't have to do this on a 30-minute. You could have did this on a 5 minute and took it to the 1 minute. The thing that you have to understand is wherever you chart, you don't go higher. Wherever you chart, you go lower. That's how it adds up. If you chart and go higher, you're not gonna see what you just drew. So we drew it all the way right here. That's where like we had started at. But I want to go to a little bit of the past data when it started running up. You can see the resistance, boom, falls down. Look at how your candles open, breaks, and they look even prettier now. Look, opens right here at the at some resistance, breaks the resistance, closes right there. Next candle, a little price action, but opens at your support, goes to your resistance. See how pretty it looks? And then that's when you start learning about morning stars. Oh, that's a morning star pattern. So that's why we understand to stay in some of our trades, because a lot of us know how to read candlesticks, right? Just support and resistance, that's not reading candlesticks, that's just a strategy, right? But I know that this is a morning star, right? And I know that morning stars normally keep going up, especially when you see them on a smaller time frame, right? Because it has more time to run. Also, I'm seeing it bounce off of, I'm just showing you extra confirmation that makes me want to get in the trade. I see this morning star, I know to take it at the top of this wick. And I also see that as a pullback from it just breaking the RSI trick that I teach everybody, right? Right here, it breaks it, comes back to test that RSI, boom, bye-bye. And as long as we stay over, we just keep going higher and higher. Look how it fell from the RSI. And it's still going higher and higher while the RSI is going down. Look, it's just ranging higher and higher, higher and higher. Then when it breaks the median, that's when we get flushes. Those are the big moves. Those are what you call breakout trades on any time frame that you want, whenever you see that RSI right there. So yeah.
Moody,
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
would you be able to like just like real quick, if it's long, you don't have to do it, but what the RSI trick is? Because I keep hearing people mention it.
I could, bro, but I like to do it live because it's so it could click. Let me see. All right, before I do that, let me just make sure, is everybody understanding what I just did and how I just explained it? And can everybody see the support and resistance before I move on to anything else? Let me just get some Y's in the chat, and y'all can unmute yourself and just let me know yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yeah,
Moody,
that
I
was
got a
good,
question.
Moody.
Moody.
Yeah.
So when you said that breakout where it comes down that little engulfing or that 2 down red, when it touches the yellow support again, that's how you identify that on the right side. And you said it broke down, right? And that's the tweezer bottoms. Is that considered on the right side?
Where, right here?
Right there. Yeah. Is that how you see a bounce right there? You see those 2 tweezers and then you stay in trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, you know charts. You know, you could tell when somebody knows charts. It's just the way they talk. He's like, you see, the reason I say that is because you asked me, are those tweezers? And then you said, no, you see those tweezers? So yeah, these are tweezers, tweezer bottoms, I'm sorry. But yeah, you're correct. But what's your answer so I can be able to answer it or confirm with you?
Oh
What's
no,
your question?
so that's just the retest of support, right? So like if you
Yeah.
you bought the previous over there, you stay in the trade because the body didn't stay below or didn't cross over. Okay.
All right, no, I got a question because I'm understanding your question. But where did I enter the trade so I can give you a correct answer? Because if I
Before
say
the breakout, right? The previous before the breakout on the left side, the little flag on the left side over there, right? So if you were to enter like a little late, right around there, sometimes yeah, I'll do that and then I might get faked down and stop out on those tweezer bottoms over there. So
okay, so I'll tell you something that I'll do. Like, say if we got in here throughout this flag, and I like that you mentioned that this is a flag. And just to show everybody, because I'm gonna answer your question, he's 100% right. You might see these 3 candles and go like, bro, that is not no bull flag, right? That is a flag right here. Even though you see those 2 candles, the reason that's a flag is because we're on a 5-minute time frame. And just to draw the pole, ooh, wrong thing. Trend line. Pole. That, yep. I'm just trying to draw the red, right? Take it to a 1-minute time frame. Oh dang. Oh, it's gonna be, I drew it up. We're gonna find it, don't worry. And it's inside of this yellow line. Where did I draw the blue flag? No, I don't see no. Oh, it's going over here. Gotcha. I ain't gonna lose my place. I just like when people write and you super right, bro. I just want to show people why. You see, pole. That's all that flag he saw. And then it breaks out the flag, right? So taking it back to a 5-minute, then I gotta set my settings so it could keep me there. here. To just further explain and answer your question. All right, I understand what you said, and you wouldn't get out your trade right here just because you kind of entered down here, you're still in profit, and it also didn't break the support where it broke out of. One thing that I would tell you, I'm obsessed with taking profits. I would have never let my trade. I would have never entered in at $87 and not took profit. I'm not a liar, bro. I'm not gonna say, oh, I would have took profits up here. Nah, that's just somebody that's seeing the candles. Me, I would have broke out of here when we would have been flagging again. I would have took some profits. That's a dollar move, and I buy a lot of contracts, right? So I would have went ahead and took some profits. Or say if you're only buying 10 contracts, 15 contracts, I'm not sure how many you're buying, secure profits on the way up, right? Because you're always going to come right back down. Remember this, when we break a resistance, we shall always come back to test that support. And we don't know when it's going to come back to test that support. So I would have took some profits there, right? We would have been breaking out on this red candle as soon as I would have, because I follow the strat, as soon as I would have broke on the bottom of that, I would have took more profits. While we were consolidating here, I would have took profits again, because I just know if we just want to say if AMD just wants to continue to consolidate right there, it's going to be killing at my contracts, right? Not at that given moment because I'm up and it's still going my direction, but tomorrow is going to hurt my contracts even more if I want to swing, or in about 3 hours, if the price is still there, it's going to take away some of my profits if I'm playing a weekly, right? Normally I'm not playing a weekly, right? I scout weeklies and I swing the next week and the next week, right? And I keep holding those contracts and continue to make profits. But in your case, you're still 100% correct, right? Say if you just didn't take any profits and you just had a couple of contracts, bro, right? I used to do that as well, where it's just like, nah, bro, I want more profits. I'm gonna just hold it. I'm being greedy. I know I'm being greedy and I shouldn't, right? And I'm asking people, hey, are you holding your contracts? I'm only asking if you holding your contracts, if you got out your trade, because I'm being greedy and I want to know if you still holding so I could keep holding, right? But now that I'm where I'm at, I understand that that's trading with emotions, right? So
that's where I take my usually what happens, that red impulse coming down is when I usually get faked down. I get sell it right there. The 2 down, that big one. I usually sell it right like that one. I usually get faked out right there and I sell, so that profits is so small, especially with the theta.
yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And the thing is, see, and I know you understand options because you just mentioned theta. So the fact that you understand your Vega, which is the volatility is playing against you. And especially when it just starts to plummet down like that, it robs you of more profits. You could have been up $30 around here, but just because it just had that powerful move like that, and you see you have no wick back up at all, it'll leave you at like 23 or like 19. I don't know.
Yeah, so like, I usually buy 1 or 2 contracts. That's why I kind of, like you said, kind of hope and be a little greedy. But that's what's been happening to me like recently.
All right, so
Not taking profits right there, because like that channel, right? That shot of the resistance that you have up there, I'm playing it to go there with only 1 contract. So that's the yellow line. So yeah, that's my issue right now.
Oh, all right. So look, to just help you, if you're playing with 1 or 2 contracts, once you see 15%, look at the percentage. Don't look at the dollar amount. Once you see 15 to 20%, take your profit. It may be $7, maybe $10, maybe $15, $20, depending on the stock that you're playing, right? But take your profits. Why? Even if it runs up, this is what I learned. I don't dislike, I hate the feeling of my trade going green and then it goes red because I did something wrong and I didn't utilize my take profit zones, right? So I told myself, I do not want to feel that feeling. I am okay and I am satisfied with feeling the feeling of, dang, I was in this trade and I took 30% and went 100%. I'm good with that. That's gains, baby. I'm not good with seeing red though. That makes me want to keep trading. And I know that. So I try not to trade a lot. And I try to only put myself in winning trades, right? As I can. But in your case, like even if it fell down right here, yeah, you could have still held it to run up and go ahead and take your take profits. But what I would tell you is that was 10 o'clock all the way to the end of the market. you would have been looking. I remember when I would just stay in trades and I'd just be looking and wanting it to go up, and it'll do it finally or won't do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up swinging it. The longer you stay in the market, the easier the market is going to rob you and get you emotional, because we talk to ourselves. As I'm talking to you, you're talking to yourself like, bro, shut the fuck up, Moody. Or, oh, excuse my language. Or you're like, you know what, Moody, right? Yo, that just clicked for me. You're always talking to yourself. And we will lie to ourselves. When you're in tune with yourself, you understand that when you're sitting in the awareness and you're aware of your thoughts, you'll see like, oh, these are not my thoughts. This is just a tunnel. Because you can think whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting off the charts. I'm sorry. Let me go to the chat real quick.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I just gotta
So-
catch myself, bro, because I started talking about weird stuff.
No, you telling the truth though, Moody, on that.
Oh, I appreciate it. Is tweezer bottoms likely it's going up? Tweezer bottom is a bullish reversal. When you find tweezer bottoms like that, that is a bullish reversal, right? And one thing that you have to understand about tweezer bottoms or tweezer tops, like that was a tweezer tops, they either be flush with the wicks or be flush with the bodies, right? But they don't have to be like flush. Like this was a tweezer bottom right here, but it wasn't flush with the body nor the wicks. And this one didn't have wicks, but you just have to identify with them. This was a tweezer top, right? Even though it was a head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, there's just a lot of patterns within one pattern, right? Because this is a bull flag, right? That's what creates the left shoulder. This is a tweezer top. That's also what creates the top of the head, right? And then this is a bear flag and it breaks down, right? So it's just, once you start identifying with the patterns and understanding the patterns, you start to see a bigger picture, right? But yeah, I would tell you, don't hold those trades too long, bro. In and out, regardless if it's 15% and you're taking $7, that's $7 that you didn't have when you started trading today, right? If you take those profits and then you find another trade and you make another $7, that's $14. If your goal was $50 and to make a day, right? And you're at 20 bucks, take your profits. You only need $30 to hit your profits now. You're gonna wait for that. You're trying to hit a home run. If you won $50 today and you're trying to take one trade of $50, that is called trying to hit a home run, right? Because your account size obviously is not that big. That's why you're trying to make $50 a day. So if you try to make $50 a day, man, shoot for, yo, oh, I just made these contracts right now at 15 bucks. I'm taking these. Yo, Zay just put out another one. I just took this one. I'm at $7. I'm still holding. Oh, these just hit 15. I'm at 30 bucks. You're only $20 away. And if you don't hit those 50 today, it's okay. Guess what? That $20 that you made feels better than making $0 or negative dollars. You're closer to your goal. You just have to look at your cup halfway empty and just always remind yourself, this is a journey. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you have to remind yourself. It's just like when we go through things in life, a lot of us was raised in a traumatic household, right? Regardless if we love our parents or we don't love our parents, right? There were things that were exposed to us that made us who we are, that made our souls disattached from ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? And that causes rejection, right? And let me see how I can bring that back into the chart. I just went somewhere else with this. But long story short, you have to find yourself. And when you find yourself, that's why I tell people, and I talk like this, is because we can talk charts all day, but I can also help you with your mentality. And if you change your perspective on how you see something, and if you change your lifestyle, it shows up for you on the charts every time. If you're a greedy person in life, you're going to be greedy trading. If you're someone that is not satisfied, but is content with making something, you're going to make $20 and be content, and it's going to feel like it's $1 million, because that's what $1 million feels like. To make $1 million, it feels like your first 1,000 that you made is the same feeling. It's just an emotion, right? But anyways, let me go to the chat. I answered that question about the tweezer bottoms. They just got to be kind of flush, but they don't have to be flush, right? Just like right here, that was like a tweezer bottom. right, to me, because I'm just seeing the candles and I'm gonna remove that wick, and I'm like, nope, boom, and it goes up. And I've back tested that so many times that I've seen that it works. Just even off of this bull flag, tweezers bottom, breaks up, right? Tweezers bottom on these, coming to your support, breaks up. But when you draw on your chart, you also know, oh, that's my support. If you don't have no lines or nothing drawn on your chart, you're just like, what's going on, right? And then even though I know these are tweezer bottoms, I also know what each one of these candles represents. Like I broke over with a tweezer bottom. I landed over my support with a dragonfly doji that signifies it wants to run up, coming down from another tweezer bottom on a minimum uptrend that's breaking up. Then my next candle, and see, that's what all that candle is telling me with all that. This candle is telling me that this is a hammer, right? Letting me know that it's on top of an uptrend. We can reverse, but we have nice support, and we're closing and opening over that support. So let me wait for the next candle, because this can also be a morning star right here, these 3 candle patterns, right? A smaller time frame will let me know if this is going to complete or if it's going to reverse, right? The next candle comes out and it shows me a bullish hammer breaking resistance. I just talked so much, and it was just about these 3 candles. But that's why I tell people to learn what each one of these candles mean, because once you start, whenever you learn support and resistance, those candles are going to help you. You learn the strat, those numbers are going to be ways to get in your trade and to take your profits, but them candlesticks are also going to help you. And then knowing patterns, like everything helps in a certain degree. Same for me. What about putting the trailing stops on or moving your stop off? When it comes to trailing stops, I don't utilize that. When it comes to a stop loss as well, I do not utilize a stop loss. I utilize an alert on my trading views. If it hits my alert, I am not looking at the chart to look for a reversal. I'm lying. Sometimes I do, but I get out of my trade, right? But I'm just being transparent, being honest with you, because I don't always follow my rules, right? So that's what I do to be able to get out of my trades. Or to be honest with you, 8 times out of 10, when I jump in a trade, depending on how many contracts, like if I bought 50 contracts, I'm already planning to sell like 30 of my contracts or 25 of my contracts, right? If I'm very bullish and say I'm in calls, or very bearish, and it just looks like it's continuing my direction, I might just trim a little less than half or more of my position, right? So yeah, that's just how I go about things. But that's how I go about things now. Like in the beginning, I wasn't going about things like that. I did get lucky in my trading journey. That's why things happen for me so quickly. But I did have I wouldn't say bad, but a learning curve that I had to learn how to build small accounts. But everything that I learned was able to help me, but also me learning that I didn't have to trade every single day, right? Let me go back into these questions. 100, Mr. Moody. Appreciate you, bro. 100 to you as well. Which RSI indicator? Oh, that's what a homie wanted to see. Which RSI indicator do you use on trading views? The regular RSI, regular strength index. This one right here. You just type in RSI. It should be the first one that populates right here. The thing is though, good question too. The thing
I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just gonna be transparent, right? So I'm trading for the past 2 years, right? First time I did it, I put a whole bunch of wad of money in, lost it, right? So then now I'm like just trading small. The next time I tried to put extra money in, didn't work out. So now I'm just trading with a limited amount of money. But what I noticed with some of the people who are trading, sometimes they're getting losses. So can you show us like an event where you thought it was a good trade and then it actually reversed out on you, so that way we could maybe learn from it? Because sometimes I think it's a good trade and then it ends up going the opposite direction. So then some things that I'm trying to do is, one, don't trade after like 10:30, 11 o'clock because the market slows down and I just don't know what's happening, right? I'm trying to trade SPY and QQQ, because some of the other companies, they're just so volatile, right? One news article, it blows out. So can you show us a case where you thought tweezer bottom was going to go up and then it went the opposite way? Because there are some people who actually do think the trade is legit and then they end up losing money.
Gotcha. Real quick, for the guy that was asking about the RSI, the only thing I do on my RSI is that I don't leave it at 70. They have it at 70 and 30. That's how I traded when I first started trading. earlier this year, I believe I did it. Yeah, or it was later. I can't remember, but I know I changed it to 75 to 25 because I kept getting faked out, right? 70 is still run up oversold. And I didn't like that, right? And I get caught in, I'll basically lose my money due to theta. So I changed it to 75 and 25, and I also use my RSI as support and resistance utilizing the 1 minute and even 3 minute time frame, right? I'll try to go over that in a second. Let me answer. Just remind me, whoever asked the RSI question, I have to jump off here before 7. Oh, I didn't even get to the 1 minute time frame. That's okay. Let me answer these questions. So to answer your question, 1, yes, I can find a setup. 2, I'm just transparent and honest. I didn't lose a trade today, and it wasn't on tweezer bottom, so it's not going to be something that I find. I can just find a tweezer bottom and show you how we thought it was going to go up, and then it finally started to reject, right? Most definitely. And to just be transparent with you, there's been more than 50 trades in my trading career that I've jumped into believing that it was going to continue the direction that I wanted it to go, like say catching a bounce or something and going for calls, and I got ripped to shreds. And it still happens to this day, to be honest with you. It's just my wins are bigger than my losses majority of the time, right? And then I stopped trading. I'm just really good at taking my profits and closing the computer and living life because I remember when I didn't. But all right, let's find something. Right here is an uptrend. So let's try to find it like coming on a downtrend. All right, this is not a tweezer bottom. I'll find, oh, there's one right here. I was gonna call it off of this morning star, right? So when I start seeing candles like this, like say big candles, and we just came down, I'm always looking for a bounce. And what I'm looking for are pin bars, stuff like this. Pin bars are hammers to identify on the bottom of the downtrend that it can end, right? Just like how we caught one right here, or this one's better. How it was coming down and you caught a pin bar and it ran right back up for you, or you could have caught that pin bar and ran back up. Make pin bars your friends, right? Pin bars are actionable signals, right? How can I explain that before I keep going? Actionable, Moody, actionable. All right, so there's a lot of information in this Discord, right? There's a lot of information in the world and other Discords, right? Resources and tools, right? I wouldn't deem them actionable. They're very great resources, but what's actionable is like, say that one thing that we're doing in this Discord where, yeah, we put out signals and we do these things, but we're more so of trying to teach the individual how to fish on their, we're trying to teach you how to fish so you can fish on your own, right? So you don't feel dependent on anyone else. Now that is actionable, right? Because you're taking the information and now you're putting action to it. You're executing with it. So that's how I will relate the pin bars, right? When you understand what they are. Well, I'll just go over just real quick. A pin bar, depending on where you find them, they're actionable signals, right? You have to find them on top of an uptrend, inverted pin bar like this on top of an uptrend. That is a signal that you're going to go back down and is rejecting, right? And you normally take it at the break of the bottom of that pin bar. And the same thing, the inverted pin bar or inverted hammer. They're all pin bars and hammers are the same thing. It's just that the hammer, this is a pin bar because it has a wick over it. Some people call it a hammer, but that is a pin bar. This is if it didn't have a wick over it, it'd be a bullish hammer, right? So just learn to identify with them, but learn to simplify them. So with this trade, I would have took the trade right at the break of one of these, this one, or the break of this high on this live candle. Once I would have seen it growing and breaking like right here where you see the cursor at. Once I would have took that trade, I know to take my profits up here, right? So I would have kept going. And of course I would use a smaller time frame, but let's just say that I bought one contract and I'm new and I don't know what to really do. So I know, let's just say my take profits right here that they gave me. And I also have a take profits right here. Once we ran up here, let's just say I got greedy, right? Because I just didn't want to take my profits there and I wanted to take them right there. I wanted to make a couple of extra bucks, right? And it just reversed on me. That is a sign of a morning star, right? That completed, right? Because this candle right here completed it once it reached the top of this one, because that's what the morning star does. It takes you to the top of its previous biggest candle, right? So long story short, I understand that was a reversal, but with me not understanding that and not taking profits, that's me losing those profits just because I held and not understanding that there was a reversal, even though I took this trade and understood what the morning star was, right? Let's just say it was the tweezer bottom right here. And I'm thinking the market's about to close too, so I'm thinking about swinging this, and I'm just seeing it, and it tweezer bottoms right there, and then the tweezer tops right there and comes right back down. Of course, granted, when market opened, it ran up, but at looking at the aftermarket and stuff like that, you're gonna be like, dang, man. And then looking at pre-market, right? Because you got in right here and that was bull flagging and it dropped even further down, right? And you no longer have the gains that you had previous due to theta taking those gains and due to you being under. Was that a good example, or would you like me to find another one?
No, I mean that's okay. I mean, it's just like I noticed one of the things you don't have on here is the EMA, and then some of the people that I've learned, they use the EMA to then confirm whether or not they should stay in a trade or to get out of trade. So then I know yesterday when I was in SPY, I got out too early, and I'm playing with small accounts, right? Because I'm just trying to like learn and be consistent, like just trying to be trying to be green daily, right? So I think I only made like whatever 20% on the trade, and next thing you know, the trade went to 300%, and I'm like, why didn't I stay in longer? And then I just get so faked out. So
don't tell yourself that. You're gonna trick yourself. Do not tell yourself that. That normally does not happen. You took great profits at 20%. Don't like fall in love with that feeling, because the other feeling is worse. It hurts in your stomach, right? And it messes up your whole day. The other feeling is, oh, I seen 20% and now I'm down 10% or 20%. And now I'm wanting to cut because I didn't want to cut at 20%. You actually did a great job. The thing is that the market's running right now because it's bullish, right? And on top of having no Fed meetings right now, and then our quarterly candle reversing and our new monthly candle still holding up. You know what I'm saying? Like here, I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, maybe can you go over the monthly, because I don't know if it's going to be a down day, an up day, a bad week, a good week. I know none of that.
It's not going to be no down day. These are just pullbacks. This was last month, July, the quarterly reversal. Look, 3-month chart, quarterly reversal. And if the quarterly still hasn't reversed fully, it is 2 down. This candle is going to go engulf 3 bar, right? The reason I know that is because it's past its 50% retracement. Right there. You see that 50 mark? It is over that. If I take you, look, I'm gonna just leave it there. And just to turn on the strat so you can see that I'm not just capping. Delete. 2 down, right? And this is another reason why I was telling people do the ones that's 2 down, 2 up. Don't use scenario 2, because this is up here and you're gonna think it's a 2 up because you're seeing green too. This broke the previous candle's low. It hasn't broke the previous candle's high yet, right? But it's over its 50% retracement. If I take you to the damn, what time is it? Okay, cool. If I take you over to the monthly time frame, look, this shit is so beautiful. The monthly has reversed. The quarterly has not reversed. This is the quarterly domino effect. We're going up. We're going up. We're taking out this high. I promise you that. No, let me not say that, but it's just how I feel. We're gonna take out those highs, right? AMD is going not to the moon. You know what I'm saying? That thing far away is going to $111.41, right? Monthly candle is telling me that. Why? Monthly candle just started and it's holding up over the 50% retracement. You see all these candles? Look how it broke down under it. Look how this one broke over it, held it, came back, tested it, came back down lower. This one, boom, broke it, held over it. Like this one didn't go back lower. Next candle, boom, reversal. 3, 2, 2, reversal. Red to green. Not this middle candle. We don't care about this color. Red to green. What is this? Red to green. This is your cheat sheet. This is how I be cheating. I am a cheater. I don't know, man. Look, I'm a cheater. I'm trying to tell you right now. I use the strat and I cheat all day, right? I find my setups and I cheat all day. I love Rob for creating this. So let me take you back to the chart. Red 3, 2, 2 green, up, right? Mine's is just blue because it's letting me know I have full time frame continuity. I just have it turned off for some reason. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't have it turned off. I'm on a monthly time frame, so it's not going to show me. Now I take it over to the weekly, just so you can see. Look at the weekly. Just look at this red line. Look at the candles, resistance, right? I mean, we're talking about support and resistance. All these lines is resistance. Look how it's breaking through it. Boom, 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 boom. No wick down. No wick. It's just a little bit. That was a big wick coming back down, right? 2 up, 2 up. The week has reversed. We have one more day. They're gonna take it up there and they're gonna take profits. It might not hit 111. Oh, that was 109. So 111 is up here. Sorry. That's the 111, Moody. 111, 40 something. What's up here? It's probably this one. Let me see the high. 110. I can't. It's on a smaller time frame for that target I'm trying to find that we've seen where it's gonna go to. But yeah, that's what I see. And look, one thing that I understand is this candle is gonna mirror this candle every single time. You see this right here? Look, this big old cup, it mirrors itself. Look at it right here. Oh, damn. Dang.
Yeah, click the cursor. That's confusing.
What's confusing?
No, like sometimes your setting, like for me, when I click a tool, and then when you click after it, it goes straight to the cursor. Yours, you have to click it. So.
Oh, it's because I have mine's locked.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I keep it locked because when I'm drawing targets like this, like, you know how you said it just stops and you have to go click it back. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I want to just keep going.
Sorry.
Nah, you good, bro. That's a good learning. Like, that's gonna help somebody. And be like, oh, that's why Moody do that. That's why that's locked. And then this, I utilize. You see how I just was able to just throw all those lines like that? I don't do that no more. What I do is, let me turn this one on, because I want my perfect targets. I turn on my magnet, because my magnet, and I keep it strong. Well, it's not gonna show strong on here on the not computer, the phone. It'll show weak or strong, right? But if I keep my magnet on, it don't allow me to draw it anywhere. It only goes to the top of the wicks. See?
Damn, I didn't even know that.
The top of the wicks, the body of the candle, or the bottom of the body, or the bottom of the wick. And that's all I want. You know, I only talk about targets and the bodies of the wick, the bodies. So yeah,
I just learned that the other day, and it saves me so much time.
Yeah,
I'm always off by a couple cents.
I used to watch Sarah Sniper chart, and I used to be like, bro, how is she drawing those lines so fast like that? But yeah, and you can just see how it's over that 50% retracement. If you want to see it play out even better, all you do is just take it over to like an hour or 30 minutes and watch this 50% retracement play. Look at the support. Don't even worry about all these lines I drew, support and resistance. That line, remember, support and resistance? That's what that is. Look. All this resistance. Look how it breaks over that 50 mark. Comes back to test it. Bounces. Test it. Bounces. You just got to learn about that. This is 50. This is the fifth. It's not about the 50. It is called the 50% retracement rule, but it's the 50%. It's the 50% of the previous candle. You know what I'm saying? It's either going to go up from there or down from there. And that's why you see all of this bounces or drops from there. Look, it goes back up, drops from there. That is a rejection zone or a buy zone, right? Look, it comes back up here. Oh, we don't want to reject. Triple top. Patterns don't matter all the time. That's supposed to go down, right? Boom, goes up. Look how it just runs up. Comes right back down to the 50 mark. Brace it, comes back down. Look how it just plays with that 50 mark. So what do you do here? This is my entry point. I'm gonna use this as my entry point for puts or calls. Every single time. If we reject it, let's go down. If we break it, let's go up. And then the strat's gonna tell me the top of the wicks are my take profit zones. So it just makes it easier and easier and easier. I'll just for the rest of the class, I'll just answer questions. I'll do another one of these and do it on a 1 minute time frame. Let me go back in here. RSI. How do you get that center line? What center line? iPhone. It was the person that asked which RSI indicator do you use on TradingView? And then you asked another question, how do you get that trend, that center line. I'm not sure what center line you're talking about. You can unmute yourself and ask me, or by the time I get to the bottom of the questions, I'll see it again, your answer. Era, what is the tool that shows risk versus reward ratio? That is going to be, no, that's down here. Is it price date? Date range and price range. Oh, long and shorts. I'm sorry. Long and shorts. Short positions, right? And long positions, like we were going long and entering. This is what Jordan uses a lot as well. And then you just, how you'll take it to your target, and it literally lets you know like what's the percentage move and things of that nature. And then that's your stop right here. And you just put, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Wherever you put it at, like for your entry, you can lower your stop risk, however you like. But yeah, it'll just be I forgot the name of the terminology already. Long position or short position. And there I go, putting it back on my chart. All right, let me go back to the chat. Thanks, you're welcome. Another problem is jumping in positions late. How would you manage a position hypothetically if you entered past the bottom support on the blue line? We have to watch out for those pivot candles. I'm not sure, because I know you've been asked that question. Let me just try to find this thing going up, because I know you're talking about calls. To be honest, I'm on an hour though. Let me go to 5 minutes. If it passes your entry point, always remember that can be your entry point still. Just like how I talked about SPY, and I was like, I gave new entries for calls and puts, but I also said you can still use that call entry as a bounce entry, right? Because it will come back to test it, and it might just bounce off of it. So let's just say you missed this whole move or whatever, and that's where you wanted to enter in at, or even, no, let's just do this, because this is what really be happening. Say you wanted to enter in right here, you missed this whole 3-1-2 reversal. Dang, it's just because on my chart, I'm gonna talk about it. When you see this reversal, you wanted to enter in at this blue line, right? Which was a resistance that you wanted to break, whatever the case may be. Say you missed that entry, and now the candle's right here, right? What I'm going to do, this is 9:45. Let me not lose my place. 9:45. What I'm going to do, if I'm on a 5-minute time frame, if I don't want to wait this whole 5 minute and wait till like I get an inside bar or another setup to take the previous high, I'm gonna just take it down to like a 1 minute or 3 minute chart. Most likely I'm lying. I'm gonna take it to the 1 minute chart. I'm I should have took it to the 1 minute, but we missed that entry, right? Now that we missed that entry, that candle was still big on that 5 minute. Oh, it was this one that we was entering at. It was 9:45. Yo.